Thank you so much for joining us on talkSPORT End Zone, talkSPORT's dedicated NFL YouTube channel. And we're here. Start of week 2. The 49ers Vikings are playing on Sunday night, live on talkSPORT 2. And the 49ers go on this massive watch party in downtown London at the Goldwood. 650 people in attendance and a proper 49ers legend as well. 5-time Pro Bowler, 3rd all-time in rushing yards. He's come over to London and won twice, I want to say, with the team over here. Broncos in 2010 and then back with Jacksonville again.
Yeah.
Like, London does well for Frank Gore. Frank, how are you doing, sir?
Doing fine, man. Happy to be here. Happy to be on talkSPORT. Yesterday I had a great time in Leeds. Just ready to have a watch party with all the fans and have fun.
How wild is it to see, like, just over this balcony behind us, there's 650 49ers fans in London having a party, blaring out music. And for you as like a legendary 49er, how wild is this to see?
It's wild, but I'm kind of used to it because, like you say, I came down here a couple of times when I was playing ball, and the fans out here in London was great, man. And me coming to the watch party tonight to have a great time with them and seeing like all the reds and white jerseys, the 49ers fans, man, it's a blast. And like I said, I'm happy to be here. We're going to have fun. We're going to get the W tonight.
Can I show you actually something? So, 2010 against the Broncos. I'm a 49ers fan. I probably shouldn't have.
I had 107 yards that night.
So, that was my first time I ever got to see the 49ers live in person as a fan. And so, this was I went down to the merch stall halfway through the 3rd quarter, and they stay. Look how worn out this Frank Gore jersey is.
Wow.
I wore it to every game I watched for about 10 years. So that is, Frank Gore's my guy. You've been my guy my whole life. Appreciate you coming on.
That let me know you know real football players.
Good, I love it. Talk to me about this past weekend, the honor of going into the 49ers Hall of Fame.
Oh, it was a blessing. Just being mentioned with the names that came through that organization, man. But it's a lot of great names came through there, like Jerry Rice, Joe Montana, Steve Young, Ronnie Lott, Patrick Willis, and now my name is in the same mint of them legends. I'm blessed, man. I'm blessed. It was a great time last week.
From your perspective, that reception at the game, turning up, getting inducted by Jed York, it looked incredible from this end on the TV.
Yeah, well, it was great. Then we also came out and dominated the Jets. So that was the main thing for me. I wanted to have a great time that weekend and also wanted to get the win, and everything went like how I wanted.
So I went down a bit of a rabbit hole after I watched that, and I actually found the video of you 2 years ago when you came back to the organisation, signed your one-day contract with Jed York. You got quite emotional that day. So clearly it's an organisation that means a lot to you. What does the San Francisco 49ers mean to you?
I mean everything. That's the team who drafted me. That was the team who took a chance on a kid who had 2 ACL knee injuries, 2 shoulders injury, and still took the chance to sign me. And a lot of people didn't. A lot of people took me off their board, and they didn't want to pull the trigger to get me. And I just wanted to show them that they made the right decision, and I gave them all I can.
How wild is that you had the 2 ACL tears in Miami, and yet you went on to rush for, I think it's 12 consecutive seasons of 1,200 yards, 11 consecutive seasons of 5 touchdowns, the 3rd most rushing yards all time. I think about the running back position in the modern game. Guys are lucky to last for 4 or 5 years, even at the top of their game. So, what do you put it down to?
I would say first, it was the man up above that was God, and also hard work, man. Hard work, dedication, and how much I love the game of football. And I let you know how much I took, all season. I gave them all I can, man. And I every time I stepped on the field, on practice field, I gave them 110%, man.
And that was always it for me. You were always the guy who was always going to fall forward. Always think that looks like a 3-yard gain and you turn into a 5-yard gain. Which there's other guys who last a long time in their career, and people always talk about, legends like Jim Brown. But they're guys who protected their body. I always felt like you put it on the line every time you went out there.
Every time I did, man. The reason why I did it because I love the game, and it wasn't easy to get to the NFL, and I was blessed. to make it. And I just wanted to show that organization, the 49ers, that they made the right decision in picking Frank Gore.
Love it, absolutely love it. For you, going into the 49ers Hall of Fame is obviously a huge honour. How much would it mean to you, and how much do you think about the idea that Canton could be next in a couple of years' time?
That mean everything. Like you said, you will look back at my career, coming out of college, two ACL surgeries, two shoulder surgeries. A lot of guys won't make it, and I made it. Then for the 49ers to draft me, and hearing everybody saying I only played 2 years, and God blessed me to play 16 years, and not just play, my name in the records, NFL history, man. 3rd all-time rushing, 19,000 career
total yards.
Yeah, total yards, and man, that's a blessing, man. That means a lot.
I wonder what your thought is around the discourse around it, because there's some people who will look at you and say, weren't an all-pro, like you were consistently brilliant through your career, but maybe weren't the best back in football any specific year. And you've seen recently the Hall of Fame put in guys like Tony Baselli or guys like Terrell Davis, who only had 2 or 3 amazing years, but were at the very top of their game. So why do you think like longevity needs to be respected?
I mean, everything. Playing the best of the best. Like you said, like anybody could go and do it for 1 or 2 years. I did it over and over, time and time for the 16 great careers, man. And longevity means everything.
I want to ask about this current 49ers team, but before I do, can I ask about another team in the NFL? Because your former coach, the man who took you to a Super Bowl, Jim Harbaugh, back in the NFL. What have you made about his return, and what are the Chargers getting? What's your memory of him coming in San Francisco?
Coach Harbaugh, that's my man. Like, great coach. Man, I still talk to him. Every time I call him, he pick it up. Me and him are similar guys, man. We love the game. We love whatever we're going to do. We're going to give it 110%. When he came to our organization, we was like the laughing stock of the league before he got there. Then once he got there, him and his coaching staff did a great job. And, all the guys in our locker room, everybody's paying attention to us because, we were one of the top teams in the league when he got there.
It's amazing. That year you were here in London, you beat the Broncos, Troy Smith under center for that game.
Right.
I think you were 2-6 at that point. You go 6-10 that season. He comes in and he turns you immediately into a team who are going to the NFC Championship game.
NFC Championship.
Like, how do you make that big a change in 1 year?
And let you know what type of coach he is. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't no different change in the locker room. The same guys. And it's that like what Harbaugh brought to that locker room.
I do have to ask, and like, for example, our cameraman here today, he's one of my old buddies. We watched Super Bowl 47 together here in London in a bar. He remembers my despair that day. 1st and goal from the 7. Why is the ball never in Frank Gore's hands? Like, I love Coach Harbaugh. I think Greg Roman is one of the great coordinators of the modern era. But still to this day, I can watch that back and think, you've got one of the best goal line backs in football. Give him the ball.
Well, you gotta get Coach Harbaugh and Coach Giro up here to ask that question. But I wish I would have got the ball. I think I would have had a great chance to get us in there. But it is what it is. Our coach decided to go the route they did, and it didn't pay off, so it's all good.